Hey everybody, it's Lula. So I just did that huge June forecast and I was so excited that it was all in one video, but I am definitely going to break it up into different groups. And then I was cleaning up and found these cards. Spirit, if I drop cards, like I've dropped cards, you even saw me do it if you watched the other reading. I drop cards all the time and I'll hear them say like, "Oh, pick up that card," or blah blah blah, but this didn't, but I think it's really interesting when you see, if you watched the June forecast, the musical, these cards will, make a lot of sense to you. But also I think it's interesting that these specific cards fell together because they were separate on the floor. It's not like they were kind of in a chunk, but not really. But anyway, so I think it's interesting that the strategy. Oops, sorry, Roosevelt. Roosevelt's the three-legged pig. He's a three-legged pig, but boy, he's still pretty powerful. Um, he's our mascot. But I think it's interesting that the number 21, which is also number 3, the strategy card. So we have this one, the strategy. And then we have deceit, which is the number 25, which can also be the number 7. And then we have number 10, the storm warning. And I feel like what this reading is saying is like, just to give us like a little bonus. I feel like this is a bonus message from Spirit for June, just to kind of like give us like hope kind of thing. And I feel like what they're trying to say is, I'm going to show you this last one at the end. But I feel like what they're trying to say is that this is it. It is the beginning of the end, but it may seem like this like really tumultuous, horrible storm, which it is. But see how when a storm comes in and how it'll like take out everything in its wake, right? Well, I feel like that's what's happening right now. We're getting a huge like emotional cleansing, spiritual cleansing, like any kind of cleansing you can think of. And I feel like this is like, it's not even the warning anymore. It's like, this is it. The storm is here. We're at completion. We're at Revelations. We're at the end of the Bible. We're at the end of that. Now there'll be new books and new things that are written by multiple people instead of just a few people trying to control, their continent or their part of the world, right? Through religion and power and greed. So this deceit is, this is like, I feel like the storm is like coming in to like be like, you know what? We see you. See how the curtains have been pulled back? It's like the deceit has been shown, the veil has been lifted, and now they're doing their strategy of like they're kind of showing us like the governments, because it's not just the United States, right? There's a lot of huge world leaders right now that are trying to control the world, and they're working with our president to do that. But it's like they have their strategy and we have our strategy, because we're here to spread the light, baby. We're here to spread the light, which is the number 59, which next thing is 60, right? So this is like, we're here. What did you say? 59 is 14, which is also the number 5. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, 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 right? So it's about change, right? So we have all these changes coming. So we've had this storm warning. They're using their deceit, their lies, their manipulation. They're using that as their strategy. And then here we come in. And if you remember this from the musical reading, look at this feather. It's like, it looks almost exactly like the same one. Like, isn't that crazy? And this was a gift from a bird. But I just thought that was really interesting. But here we come in, right? With our own strategy, but we're not doing it like, yes, there's protests and things are going by brute force right now, but us as a collective, our job is to be as light as a feather, right? Well, this one's a little heavy, but you get what I'm saying. It would go down, but it's like, see how we're placing the feather on top of the deceit, on top of their strategy, and we're like, nope, we're gonna fight you with as much light and love and power as we can muster. We are going to come together in big groups, in large communities all over the world, and we are going to fight this. We're going to fight the global domination. We're going to bring a global, like, this storm warning is like, look at that. See, that's like that could be Rome. I feel like it's supposed to be like a visionary of Rome, but right? So it's like, we're going to tear that shit down. with the light. It's like the light will win. That's what they're trying to say. It's like the light is going to win. Like hold hope with the angels that the light will win, because we have been coming here for a long time, and now there are way more of us now than there's ever been here to fight this deceit and this greed and this power. We've pulled back this curtain, and he's holding shit in his hands. We're like, you can hold on to that, but you ain't gonna hold on to it too much longer, because now we're all seeing the truth. And it may take a minute, but we'll get there. And we have to use good strategy to get there, right? We have to be smart the way we do this. We have to think with our hearts first, and have compassion and love for all living beings on the planet, not just America, not just, a country, right? But all living beings. We are here to fight that. So that's our little like happy culmination, message of light and love, right? Ashley Cooper, she's really great. She's on Instagram. She says some really great things. And one of her things was, oh gosh, I'm paraphrasing. I'll have to post it whenever I go back on Instagram. But she says, yeah, your light and love is all nice and all, but if you're spreading darkness and hate, then that kind of doesn't mean anything, does it? Right? So be careful of the deceit. Be careful of those people in the background. Even people who are like, oh, I'm a spiritual person, whatever. No, some people will jump onto the bandwagon of whatever is big right now. And this is what's big right now, is being spiritual, working with crystals and essential oils and all that. But that doesn't mean that in the background that people aren't doing some fucked up shit that they shouldn't be doing. So we're calling everybody out on their stuff. So spread the light, be the light, right? Let's focus on that for June as much as possible while we're working through our other stuff. Okay, thanks for stopping by. I love the little bonus message. I was like, really? I was like, what? I was like, come on. I'm like, I recorded that whole thing on one whole thing. I was so excited about it, but you know what? Because it's not about me or about us, whatever. It's like, it's about the message from Spirit, and that's the message we got. All right, thanks for stopping by. I'll talk to you next time. Blessed be. Aho, and a blessed June. I keep doing that. I feel like I'm doing the Carrie Bradshaw. I gotta stop doing that. No, good stuff. I ended the last reading like that. I don't want to end like that. Let's end it on a high note of light. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm hearing you want unicorns. Hold on. What? Oh my goodness, we're pulling more cards. The unicorns wanted to come in. I was like, what? I'm like all trying to, I guess I was supposed to do the face thing so that we can do that. Okay. So what messages are we going to hear from the unicorns all of a sudden? Like, that's interesting. Okay. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'm not really sure. Oh, receive. Be open to receive goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. A gift is coming to you soon. Yay. And that's like, I feel like that's what Spirit's saying to us with, with this message right now, with the strategy. Sorry, I just did like 2 hours straight of readings. Right? They want us to receive the light as much as like we're putting the light out. We have to receive it as well. Like we have to receive the abundance that Spirit's trying to send to us instead of like pushing it to the side. Compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. Yeah. Right? We need to have a lot of compassion right now, you guys. It's a shit show out there. But we can do it. We can do it. We got to hold high. Now, listen, I did not mean to pull more cards, but next thing I know, the Native Spirit deck was yelling at me. They're like, hey. I was like, okay, I guess we're getting some messages from the Native Spirit deck too. Okay, let's see what they have to say. Ooh, Sweat Lodge. Yes. Sweat Lodge. And they want me to read this card. That's powerful. I'm not really sure why this is all happening, but you know me, I don't question it. I just do as I'm told. I go with the flow of Spirit. So Sweat Lodge. Cleanse yourself, body, mind, and soul. Purify, clutter, clear, let go of objects and relationships that no longer serve you. Purify your body, go within, meditate, talk to the Creator, and give thanks. Your Native Spirit wants you to know that sweat lodges are small dome structures covered with skins, blankets, or mud in which very hot stones are placed in the center. Water is poured over the stone so that a hot steam arises from the rocks. Thus, the sweat lodge with its hot steam is used for purification ceremonies as well as a place to commune with the divine. This card chose you to tell you that it's time to clear out the clutter in your life. Sometimes clutter can be things in your closet that you don't love or use, but sometimes clutter can be outmoded relationships or habits that no longer serve you. The clearer your inner and outer space becomes, the easier it will be to hear the sweet messages from your soul. The journey is sometimes this card chooses you when it's time to do some physical detoxification. Fast for a day, drink green juices, clear out some clutter. Love it, use it, or get rid of it. Even one small item can make a difference. Yes. I know I've been feeling like that. I've had to take it easy because of my shoulder, and I'm frustrated because my arms, like I was working on my arms, my body was starting to look good again. And just like taking a week off, I'm just like, oh, I'm not feeling good about myself. And I did yoga yesterday, but I'm just not pushing it too hard. I don't want to re-injure myself. So, it's like, I know that the clutter for me is, my mental clutter that I need to clear out, and my self-sabotage of like, my body has to be perfect. Like, oh no, I don't want to see fat on my arm. It's like, I'm almost 50 years old. Fuck, man. Like, I've been around this planet so many times. I've been everything from a 00 to a size 22. So I kind of feel like, you know what, whatever my body is doing is what my body is doing. So I was meant to share that with you, to love yourself too. And look at that. The thunder drum came up again. We just had this in that little reading I did the other day called Thunder Drum. It was June 1st was Thunder Drum. And then today is June 2nd, and then Spirit told me to do a small mini reading, and I heard the music coming on, and I knew it was Bruce Springsteen, but I didn't even think about it until I was like, oh my God, it's Thunder Road. So like, there's like a theme going on here. So it's the thumping, and I can't do it now because it's laying on top of it, but like, I have this book by Alex Orner called Gorilla Thumps and Bear Hugs, and it's for children and teaches them, like, but it's the same for you. It's like, bo doom, doom, doom. When you need some calming to release the anxiety or the stress, it brings us back to that when we first started hearing the heartbeat of our mother, or feeling the heartbeat of our mother, right? So it's the same thing when we're in the womb. So working with the thunder drum, and I can put the reading, I'll put the link for the reading underneath there. So I think that's it, unless there's any more cards. I don't feel like there's, oh, this one, okay. Oh, possibility. Raise your standards. Elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. Yes. Raise your standards. Oh my gosh. I was just talking about this in the other reading. I've been calling a lot of people out on their shit lately. I've not been everybody's best friend. Because I'm just like, I'm like, I don't want to anymore. I just want to keep going through the same cycles and the same shit. It just starts to feel, really unhealthy. It starts to feel gross is really the only word I can feel like. It just doesn't set right in my body. Answering the call. We have to answer the call. Like, what were you brought here to do? You'll find that in meditation, right? This one is like, Song of the Wild. And they're telling me to read this card. I don't mean to be a brat, but there's a part of me that's like, what? I thought I was done. I've been such a brat. I'm tired. I mean, it takes a lot out of me. And because I've been doing other stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I've been going and going for weeks on end. So I apologize for being a brat, but this is for you and it's not for me. And right before this, I asked Spirit like what I needed, and I heard to give back more. So I'm giving back more, and I apologize for being a brat about it. I apologize for being selfish with my time, but I do and I don't. New horizons await you. You're ready to savor the wonders of the world. Take some risks. Answer the call of the wild. Step out of your comfort zone. We just talked about that in the last reading. Live passionately. Take steps in the direction of freedom. Expand beyond your limitations and boundaries. Maybe it's time to take a journey or do something new and exciting. Your native spirit wants you to know you're entering a period of expansion and going beyond your self-imposed limitations. Even if you feel hesitant, this is the time to try something new and do things in a different way. You might even visit far-off lands with wild natural places. Adventure often entails risk, but without it, life can become lackluster and stagnant. There's a vast, new, and wondrous vista just around the corner, but you'll never see it if you don't venture out. The journey is plan a trip, take some classes that get you out of your comfort zone, try new styles, do the same things that you've always done, but in a new and different way. Push beyond your boundaries, step out of character, spend time in the wilderness. Yes, that's what I was feeling earlier. Is I was like, man, I'm like, I feel like I do feel good about certain things, but I'm realizing like I just have to keep changing the way I do them to reflect like who I am now and like the life I'm living now and like where I'm living now. Freedom horse. What was it just saying, right? So for some of you, get out there, even if it's just take a drive. Even if it means like driving, just like saying to your spouse, being like, I'm going away for the night. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know, but you need to take the kids for a minute. Or even you just go off on your own and you just say like, I'm going off the grid for a minute. I need to go and go drive and like find an Airbnb or stay at a hotel or something and just like get out there. Just be free for a minute and clear your mind. Oh, there's like the spider has been coming up. Little Granny Spider. It's little Granny Spider's birthday today. I knew this was going to come again because I saw it earlier. Dream traveler, and pay attention to your dreams too. And dream traveler means like all this that we've been talking about, traveling and freedom. It's like, so if you can't leave your house, then go in your dreams. And speaking of sweat lodge, there's also a thing called the dream lodge in the Native American culture. Probably a lot of cultures, maybe they call it something different as well. Or they have and they call it something different. But, traveling in your dreams, like before you go to sleep, you say to spirit, please take me to the dream lodge, whatever lessons I need or whatever answers you need will be received in the dream lodge. I found it really interesting that the other night I was dreaming about tornadoes. And then when I look up the tornado dream meaning, it was like everything that I've been going through. I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Like it even like eaten its way like into my dream space, right? Like to let me know that like I need to calm down and let go of the chaos around me because it's not my chaos and it's not my shit. And I don't have to keep taking on other people's stuff. Beloved, prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. Yes. I called my partner to the carpet on this one. I was like, you know what? I'm like, they do so many things for me that's so wonderful and so loving and wonderful. And I feel really blessed to have such a thoughtful partner. But on the other end, on like the romantic like spectrum, I'm like, I'm not getting what I need. And I'm like, if you can't provide that for me, then you either have to, then we need to break up or, you have to change. And, I know that they say you shouldn't have to change somebody. And I'm like, no, but if you're going to stay with somebody and you refuse to evolve into what they love or what they like, or you won't even compromise, like you're not even willing to like meet them halfway, then that's not a relationship either. Relationship is about loving and accepting the other person for who they are, but also that's my right too, is to say, well, I don't accept the way I'm being treated and I want to be treated this way. And if you can't do that, then I'm moving on. And then you leave it to them. They decide, do they want to change, or do they want to be the loving partner that you need them to be, or are they just going to keep doing what they're doing? It's like, fine, that's fine. That's how I feel too. I'm like, do your thing. But that there's billions of people on the planet. Then it's like, then we've gone as far as we're meant to go, and you go and do that, and I'm going to stay here. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in saying, this isn't right for me. This isn't working for me. I need what I need. People will either comply with your request or they won't. I mean, that's the bottom line. So that's that. Anyway, that's it, you guys. Thanks for stopping by. No more cards. We're done. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Oh.